So this is how you start a new project. Enter in the address, 7911 Southeast 82nd Avenue, Portland. Figure out where the home is at. Looks like it is right here. So this is where we'd be building. Probably having these trees cut down. Create project. Put the first name in. Last name. Put the phone number in. And put the email in. And always click save. Next is going to be the energy. This one is going to be an annual bill. Always click save. Next will be design. And always build in 3D. Just the latest version is always the best. Then click select. Just to make it easy, click on this here. If the trees are still there but the customer is willing to cut the trees, then you have to build basically in 2D, and you have to pick the month that the trees are not visible, so that you can at least see the outline of the home. So this would be the month that I would pick. Now I'm going to add panels. I'm always going to build in portrait and always furthest away from any of these trees that might hurt it, the production. This guy's got a big bill, so I'm probably going to build with different size panels. Instead of 370s, I'll build with 400s. This takes care of 105%. I probably won't need that much. So I'm probably going to eliminate those panels there, and then always click use DC optimizer and then power the optimizers to make them work. And here I'm going to click on my inverter. If it's a Sonova deal, it has to be a hub inverter. So when I do click inverters, I'm going to click back onto this. The first few are hub inverters. The next few are Enphase in case they already have an Enphase system. The rest are going to be regular inverters. If in case you're not selling with Sonova, they don't require that you have a battery-ready inverter. If this is a Sonova deal and I've got a 12 kilowatt, then I'm going to use an 11.4 hub inverter. And now I'm going to go down to pricing just to make sure my hub inverter upgrade is in there. Looks like it is, plus the CT coil. So we're good there. This is an extra one. I don't need that one. Now I'm protected, and if this is from Home Depot, then I'm going to make sure I put the Home Depot adder in there. Home Depot charges 15 cents, so we're going to put the Home Depot lead. So now that's 15 cents. So now I'm covered. So if I want the customer to get a, let's say a 3.5, this will be reflected in the price here. And now I can go to payments, delete the cash price, and if I wanted to do, let's say I wanted to show them a 15-year and a 25-year, I would just add the payment. How I do that is click Sun for Sonova, 699, and save. And now I've got two options to show the customer. Here back in design, I'm going to make sure I click on incentives, so that the customer gets their 30% federal tax credit and it's PG, let's say, is the territory. I'm noticing that I'm at 122%, so I'm way over. So now might be a good time to switch back to the 370s because we just don't need the 400s at this point. This will drop it hopefully enough. So not quite enough. Don't want to be over 100% because the customers lose all their overage at the end of the year. So there's just no reason to be at over 100%. And now you can actually drop your inverter size as well. It doesn't need to be a 11.4. You can drop it by just clicking back on it and then clicking again, and that drops it to a 10. And this is kind of perfect. You're at 102%, so the customer is super protected. And now they're looking at a $256 payment. And let's say their bill was currently at a $200. You're basically showing the customer that for $50 they can basically have solar and never go up in price again. PG is already talking about another 17% increase. How you make sure you've got the right utility is you come down here where it says energy, and you make sure this says PG, which it does. So we're good there. And now we're back to design. If you're not doing a Sunnova Home Depot deal, if you're doing like a door knock or a different lead source, then you can get rid of this Home Depot cost. And then you can also get rid of this upgrade cost here. And that means that you don't need the hub inverter anymore, so you can go back to the regular inverters that are down here. We can go to our 10 kilowatt normal inverter, and now we don't have to use Sunnova. We can use anybody we want, so we can even do cash. Let's say we go to our options of service finance, which is a 2.99. People like that because it's a cheap cost. And then we can also use our because now we're beating the cost of the utility if we use service. So that's kind of the nice thing about service is if you're doing a door knock lead, you're still able to sell them at the $350 and now beat the cost of the utility. Click save, and now we are ready for our contract. And we just have to make sure if it's in Oregon, which it is, default Oregon ETO finance. Sometimes I'll just click on it anyway and we're good to go. Just click save. And now we can save. We can now save it. So we just go to review. And review and sign. And the customer is basically ready to 100% sign. So review and sign. I agree. Continue. Start. Initials that's not cash. So here I'm going to do, this is if their name is George Hyman, and then here is NA because they didn't do cash, and then this is all just signatures. Super easy from here, just kind of all clicks. If you're in front of the customer, this is kind of what you would do. If you're not in front of the customer, so if you're not in front of the customer, you're going to leave, and let's say you wanted to send it to their email because you're doing virtual sales. You're going to do just review and send. So continue and then send proposal, send, and then send. So super easy, and that is how you do Open Solar. Also, if you want to make sure you're designing in 3D, you can click back on the design tool here, and get back over to 3D so you can see the angle of this roof. And how you figure that out is you just click a panel right here, click it. It's 18.5. So now that I know that, I can go back to 2D and click right here and just 18.5. And now click Save. And now I'm good. It's all measured in 3D.